Hey everyone, it's Jeannie, and today is day 23 of our 30-day 2.0 money game. And so my question is, how are you doing? And my invitation to you is, we have 7 more days after today, and I want you to make it count, okay? I want you to play flat out. I want you to have fun with this. I want you to get into the feelings. Because in truth, you are the center of your universe. You really are. And when we make decisions that are not based on our known past or our predictable future, we must become a new person. Let me say that again. When we are not acting in a way and making decisions from our known past, how we've been in the past, and the predictable future, well, this is probably going to happen. And when we step out of that, we have to become a new person. Got that? So I want you to think about yourself as a new person. How does that new person that has all of this money, all of this experience, these healthy things going on in his or her life, how does that new person look, walk, talk, act? How does that person think? How does that person get up in the morning and move through time and space, knowing that every word and thought is being responded to? This is a big deal. It's a big deal. So I want to tell you a couple of really good testimonials. One person said, "More great news. One of my first entries said that I paid off my daughter's remaining fall bill. Neither of us knew what to do about it, but I kept telling her that there was always a solution and something would come up to help us. So be on the lookout." I love that. Well, last week she needed to register, but that darn fall bill was unpaid. However, when I called, I finally spoke with someone who informed me that if I just paid on a card or something, we could expect a refund, almost reimbursing us a week later after she registered for spring classes. I was so happy for the good news, as that meant most of it would be paid, but there was still $800 to consider. Right after, Savannah found out that she'd get a scholarship to use however she would like, and it would be in the form of a personal check. Wow, how fantastic. Still, a little bit more was needed. The next day, she got an email with COVID relief money for students who ever had it or were impacted. Woohoo! Fall covered, and I'll be reimbursed in a couple of days. I knew something was going to come through. Yay, I'm so grateful. Plus, she'll be left with money for spring expenses. And guess what? I am singing all the time. I get unexpected income all the time. How about that? Of course, she is singing that. One more person said, "I am so glad, Jeannie, that you told us some old stories, which reminded me of my own story back when I was a working student. I started working when I was 16 as a receptionist while I was in college. My dad repeatedly told me he can still support my studies, but I insisted that I wanted to be trained early and desired to have experiences. It was not easy because I had to work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then rush to my college for my 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. classes. I'd go home so exhausted that I often fell asleep without having dinner. Having a college degree was my reward for hard work, and then being employed by a large bank brought so much joy and pride to my parents. I thought long and hard where to invest my $21,000 on day 21. So I want to look back and give donations of $3,000 each to the 3 schools where I had elementary, high school, and college education. $12,000 will be donated to the food pantry in my hometown where I grew up. I feel so delighted visualizing the smiles on the faces of the people who will be impacted by these contributions. Get into the feeling, right? That's part of it. That's a big part of it. So, my question to you is, who do you think you are? Because based on your new understanding that the universe is alive and filled with intelligent energy that is always listening and responding, who are you? Are you the same person as when you first started this money game? Have you created a new story? Have you deliberately stepped out of your old self with the fears and aches and pains and limitations and lacks? Have you? For example, the person who said she could see, feel, and smell the new land in New Zealand that she is buying, she's way ahead of the game, don't you think? Because she's there. It's real to her. So, who do you think she's taking with her? And I don't mean a family member or a friend or a romantic partner. I'm telling you, who is she taking as herself to this new experience? Do you think she's taking someone who's living in the known past or the predictable future? Nope. She's taking a new person, a new understanding, and all things are new with her. So, for my $23,000 today, I am picking out 46 people, some that I know, some that I'll just run into and that I'll feel led to, and I'm giving each of them $500. Now, I can just feel and see and imagine and join in the joy of someone getting $500 out of nowhere to do with what they want. And that's the key. You just have to feel it. You have to have fun with it. And the other thing is, too, once you give something away, it's gone and it's yours. And it doesn't mean that the essence doesn't come back to you. It does. But you need to have no attachment to what they do with it. Now, I have to tell you a story that way back in the day, my son married young and then divorced and got an apartment. And so, being the good mom that I am, I gathered up my stuff and stuff from my friends, and we furnished that apartment. And I'm telling you, it was nice. Artwork and a zebra rug, not a real zebra, but a zebra rug, kitchen equipment, all kinds of stuff, bedding. We just like gussied that thing up. And I knew that he was kind of a hot mess at that time, but I didn't realize what was going on because I just try to let him alone, leave him alone. And I got a call one day from this guy, and he said, "It looks like your son has been evicted, and all of his stuff is on the lawn. But I found a box of personal items that has photographs and certificates and all kinds of personal family stuff. And I tracked you down, and I'd like to get it back to you." And I was just stunned. At first, I was grateful to him, but at first I was like, what? He got evicted and all this stuff is gone? So I was mad at first, and then I had to step back and take a big deep breath and go, wait a minute. Did I actually give this to him? Or did I lend it to him with expectations that he would do what I want him to do with it? No, the reality is I gave it to him. And when you give somebody something, whether it is money, clothing, food, gift things, anything that you give them, jewelry, it's not yours anymore. And you have to give it to them with no expectations. You can't hang out and go, well, what did you do with that? No. You have to give it. Otherwise, you're really not giving it. So I want you to see yourself when you're giving this. Don't worry about what they're going to do with it. Seriously, they can give it away. They can burn it. They can, throw it in the trash. They can, it doesn't matter what somebody does with what you give them. Okay. Because you're giving for your own sustenance and your own well-being. And that's it. So tomorrow we start the 7th day and then 6th and all the way down to 1. And then we're done with this money game. So I really want you to just start thinking about, who are you now? I know that you are the center of your universe. We all are. What are you going to do with this money? How are you going to act? How are you going to be that person who's well and taking care of himself or herself, someone who is doing all the things that they want to do, dressing nicely, being happy, walking through time and space? I want you to take that person with you, okay? So let's just wrap this up. I want us to do our heart mind coherent. So I want you to bring all your energy right here into your heart. Feel it in your heart, ramp it up, bring it down from your brain. Think about what it is that you want. You're creating this new person, this person who is the center of your universe. Ramp it up and send it out. Pow. Universe says, message received. I'm on it, boss. That's the truth. Now, let's think about people in our group here and what they want. And you don't know necessarily what they want, but they do. So, or people in your life. Okay, let's just bring in this heart connection, all the energy, bring in the mind, connect with their thoughts, their wishes, their desires, ramp it up. Feel it, send it out, pow. So, have some fun. Really, step out, be bold. Don't live in your known past or be afraid of your predictable future, okay? I want you to have some big fun because we've only got a week left. Now, you can always come back and listen to this, but these fresh and new ones are just going to last for a week. So I'm so excited to see what you're doing. I'm really, really, really pleased that you are playing with us. Let me hear from you.